Okay, so yesterday yesterday we finished by some remark which we go very quick for which we go very quickly because there is no motivation for it in the rest of the paper. It will not be used. So we don't need to care much about that. What we need to recover is one of the main results of the paper, which is theorem 5.9. In fact, yesterday we proved something a little bit more general, theorem 5.11. But okay, let's just recall 5.9, which is what is more important. Remember that we take a braided fusion category, two maximal Tanakian subcategory with fiber functor Fi like that. Then their core are equivalent. So remember, the core depends on the choice of the maximal Tanakian and the fiber functor, but in fact, they are equivalent in the sense explained here, which let us permit us to denote, to use the core, because it's more or less, it's independent of the choice of the maximal Tanakian. So we can, to equivalence, you have all single core. And so here, yesterday, in fact, we proved something a little bit more general. Instead of taking the two Tanakian to be maximal, we just take two Tanakian which are maximal in the subcategory that generate. So in fact, the theorem 5.9 is just when you take C equal that. But in fact, you can just, as long as this and this are maximal here, it's enough. And in fact, to get something, so here we are not talking about core. There is no core in this theorem. You are just writing explicitly the equivalence of core. In this context, we can talk about the core of this one because they are maximal here, but we do not talk of the core of this one if they are not maximal here. They are maximal here. So it makes sense to talk of this, the core of that, but not of that, if they are different. Of course, if they are the same, it's okay. But, okay. So in this remark, yeah. In fact, in this remark, it's a little, you are in the setting of that, but you take a subcategory. So the point of this remark is you take something in between. So you have E1, E2 contained in this C tilde contained in C. And you can, so to be honest, I don't understand the point of this remark. You can you can take the data from that, but you can make also this restriction. You can connect the two. So you have some new group like that, and you have a commuting diagram, etc. Okay. And this generalization, so this subsection is a little bit similar. So this subsection also we will not use later. And there is also no motivation for that. So I will just explain it very quickly. And then we can go to subsection, to the next subsection, which is properties of the core. Okay, so fix a subcategory C naught of a braided fusion category C. In fact, just fix a subcategory or a fusion subcategory. Ah, that's quite strange. I don't know if that did not specify whether C0 should be a fusion subcategory or just a subcategory. Let's see if it is used or not. So assume that the subcategory E1, E2 from theorem 5.9 are maximal among the Tanakian subcategory of C0. Are maximal among the Tanakian subcategory of C0. Let gamma not EIFI included in OT, so the Brady autoequivalence of that. Okay, I equal 1, 2. To be the image, note the image of the group GFI, then so here we are not in the, this is not a group from the, exactly as from the theorem 5.9. In the theorem 5.9 there is no knot, but in the theorem 5.9 there is no knot, but E1 and E2 are maximal in C. Here they are maximal in C naught or whatever C naught is, because it may not be a fusion subcategory, I'm not sure. But they are maximal among the Tanakian subcategory of C naught. So that's why you write this. So the notation is a little bit strange because in fact, you don't write gamma without knot because it's not the gamma, because they are not maximal here. You put a knot, but in fact, what is strange is that the C naught is not involved in this definition. So I guess the notation is a little bit strange here. But anyway, we don't need to care much about that. Let me just write it and then we can forget that. So then we take this fiber category. So one back gamma E1 F1 not is equivalent to that. Gamma 0 2 where the meaning of the equivalence is the same as in the theorem. Is the same as in identity 107. And the proof. So you can check if you are interested. The proof of section 5 for 2 applies here without modification. You can check as an exercise. Okay. So now you consider this induced group morphism H star not from this group of ready auto-equivalence to that. To denote the corresponding group isomorphism. Group isomorphism. Okay. So now we want to connect that. Yeah, so what about C naught now? Because there is no C naught. So this subsection is a little strange, but C naught appear here. Furthermore, by proposition 430, first point, the subcategory. So now you make the intersection with C naught. Is stable under the action of GFI I equal 1, 2. So then restricting the action GI yield group homomorphism gamma, what is that? Delta I from this gamma naught to a gamma without naught. And I did not specify what is this gamma, so I guess this gamma, so the gamma naught correspond to that. So I guess the gamma correspond to that. It makes sense, or it makes a little sense, but not completely. It makes sense to call that the group for that gamma because in this situation, the EI are really maximal, in some sense, maximal Tanaka category of that. So you are really in the context of the theorem. So you can really call that term. But yeah, it's a little bit, the notation is really confusing. So I assume that gamma EI FI is B. It's group, its corresponding group of that with some question mark. Anyway, so you have this kind of thing such that the diagram commute. The following diagram commute. We have gamma E1 F1 naught H star naught gamma naught E2 F2 and this delta 1 gamma E1 F1 H star gamma E2 F2 gamma 2. Okay. So I don't want to spend much time on that because there is no motivation. Maybe it's useful, but we have there is no application directly in this paper and no motivation. So I prefer to go directly to the next subsection without more comment. So that's much more interesting to us right now. Properties of the core. So if you did not understand this subsection properly or this remark properly, don't worry, you can just omit that because it will not be used. Maybe it is useful for something, for some application, for some future research, I don't know, maybe. But for now, we don't need to care about that. So let's come back to some interesting thing. And in fact, we will start with something very interesting. Non-degeneracy criterion. Non-degeneracy criterion. So let me write here, strange notation. Strange notation. Since C naught is not involved. So maybe a typo. Anyway. Okay, non-degeneracy criterion. And let me tell you in advance that that's nice. That's nice. So nice result in this subsection. So proposition 514. The core of a braided fusion category is non-degenerate if and only if the Muger center of C is Tanakian. And that's nice. That's really nice. Proof. So by definition, the core of C is this fiber category, where E in C is a maximal Tanakian subcategory. It's a maximal Tanakian subcategory. So remember some previous corollary. Corollary 431, third point. This fiber category is non-degenerate if and only if degenerate if and only if the double centralizer of E is equal to E itself. And remember another corollary. Corollary 3 even. The double centralizer of E equal to E if and only if the Muger centralizer of C is contained in E, if and only if C, the Muger centralizer of C is Tanakian. So here, there may be a little abuse there may be a little abuse. So of course, this is trivial. This is Tanakian, so you have a fusion subcategory of Tanakian is Tanakian, so you have that Tanakian. But what about this one? The problem here is that the core is defined up to equivalence, so it does not depend on the choice of the maximal Tanakian. So the statement is written without mentioning any choice. Here you have C, the Muger center of C. It's Tanakian, so you need to this should be in so because it is Tanakian, it is included in the maximal Tanakian. By definition, any Tanakian category is included in the maximal Tanakian. But this maximal Tanakian may not be this one. But it does not matter if it is not this one. You can take another, not this one, another one, and you can come back with this other one. So you have just to be careful that may not be the same. So the one you choose, unless I am mistaken, maybe there is something I did not understand, but it does not matter here because there is no, the theorem do not specify the maximal Tanakian. So you can, so when you are here, everything is okay. If you can go this way and this way and this way. And when you come back here you choose the maximal Tanakian containing in C prime, and then everything is the same. So it's okay. So let me just write, unless I am. So with this extra details, it's okay. I don't know if it is required. May involve another maximal Tanakian. May involve a maximal Tanakian different from E. Or just the maximal Tanakian subcategory containing C prime may be different from E, but it's okay since the core is defined, is dependent on the choice. Is independent on the choice of E. Okay, so it's okay. So we have very nice. So the core is non-degenerative only if the Muger center of C is Tanakian. And as a corollary, if the Muger center is Vec, which means if the C is non-degenerate, then the core is non-degenerate. So the core of a non-degenerate is non-degenerate. And that's this kind of thing which are very, very interesting. The core of a non-degenerate braided fusion category is non-degenerate. And the proof immediate by proposition 514 since C prime equal vec is Tanakian. Okay. So now, the other main result of the paper is the fact that the core is weakly anisotropic. So we will define what is anisotropic and weakly anisotropic. This is really this kind of results which are very important from the classification point of view. So definition. 416. So braided fusion category is called anisotropic. A braided fusion category D is called anisotropic if it contains no Tanakian subcategory. Subcategory other than vec. And here the question, so weakly anisotropic is a little, the slight generalization, like the slight generalization of that, but very close. And we will show that the core is always weakly anisotropic. And in fact, the core of the core is always anisotropic. And the question came in my mind is that, is there a way to generalize the core construction, replace Tanakian by symmetric? That will be, because in fact, the philosophy of the core is to extract the non-group theoretical part. But in fact, Tanakian category, symmetric category are also group theoretical. In fact, it's by Deligne theorem, every symmetric category is of the form rep G, Z. It's a little variation, so it will be nice, if it is possible, to have a kind of super core to extract what is the part of the category which is not involve any Tanakian or any super Tanakian. And so we will get, if it is possible, we will get a kind of super anisotropic. It contains no super Tanakian or no symmetric. And if it is possible. Let me ask the question here. Question. Is there a way to make a supercore where Tanakian is replaced by symmetric? And if I'm not mistaken, symmetric is always super Tanakian, at least for fusion category. So it's a question. So this question is independent of the result here. Anyway. Anisotropic, okay. So it is called. So yeah, the point is that if then we can define super anisotropic, contain no symmetric, etc. But I will not continue in this So it is called weakly anisotropic. Anisotropic if it contains no Tanakian subcategory. So now this is the same, but there is a little extra assumption. The little extra assumption is that are stable under all braided autoequivalence. Under all braided autoequivalence, in particular, stable under the group gamma, which is a subgroup of the group of braided autoequivalence. Yeah. Contain no Tanaka subcategory other than, yeah. Okay, so remark 517. Yeah, so we will see later that the class of weakly anisotropic is very close to the class of anisotropic by several ways. We will see that the class of weakly anisotropic braided fusion category is strictly larger than, but so not much larger, not much larger than the class of anisotropic one. So for several reasons, in fact. So we will explain several reasons. One reason is that there is a theorem saying that any weakly anisotropic is a Deligne product of a pointed and anisotropic. So up to pointed, everything is anisotropic. And another point is that the core of the core is anisotropic. So you can also question what is the point of considering weakly anisotropic. In fact, you just apply 2 times the core and you have anisotropic, and you just, yeah. But why not considering weakly anisotropic also? Yeah. You can make some mathematics regarding weakly anisotropic, but strictly speaking, I want to say just that for the pure classification application, I feel like you don't need to consider weakly anisotropic, only anisotropic. As it is justified by some coming theorem that in fact weakly anisotropic is a Deligne product of pointed and anisotropic, but even so that's nice in fact. But even without that, anyway. So what about next? Okay. So the next paragraph will introduce a proposition providing a characterization for the Dirac subcategory to be maximal in terms of stability of the group gamma. Under the action of the group gamma, which will automatically imply that Weakly anisotropic is, the core is weakly anisotropic. So let it be abraded fusion category. And let E in C be up. So always the same thing. Would be a Tanakian subcategory. Equipped. I don't know why they wanted to repeat that every time. Maybe because there are people who need to read the paper, just some specific part of the paper. So it's for reader who just read this section, for example, just the section 5, or just the section 5.2, 5.5.2, and by recalling all the basic definition, you are not lost. Anyway, recall that, so that we know. Act on the fiber category. This fiber category. So the image of that in the group, say the group gamma, in the group. So this is, we are just recalling the basic definition we already know. Is denoted. So now we do not assume any maximality. So maybe this is, in that sense, this is new. They wanted to recall everything because this was defined only when E is maximal. But if E is not maximal, you can give the same definition. So a better way to write the paper will be to give this definition first from the beginning, and then you can specify whether E is maximal or not. Anyway, so if E is maximal, then the pair fiber category and group gamma is core, is called the core of E. Okay. So this is just a review of something we already know. Maybe this section was written independently when the author prepares the paper, and maybe they wanted to write two papers. Maybe at the end they wrote one paper that grouped together, that they did not care about removing some redundant part. I feel like that because there are many redundancies in this paper. Anyway, so proposition 518. Okay, so criterion for maximality. The Tanakian subcategory E in C is maximal if and only if the fiber category has no gamma EF stable Tanakian subcategory. Tanakian subcategory other than VEC. And the proof is one line, in fact. This follows directly from previous corollary 431, third point. So maybe I will, after the pause, I will explain a little bit. I will recall what is this corollary and why this immediately implies this result. But I will make the pause first. So pause. Okay. So, yeah, so I wanted to explain what was this corollary 431 and why it's enough to get what we want. So, 431. So let me read. I will not write it because it's too much, but 431, third point. The braid fusion category. So what was, so let me write just like that. The braided fusion category D cross vec is non-degenerate if only if D centralizer is equal to E. This was the first point. The second point is that this is symmetric, respectively Tannakian, if and only if D is symmetric, respectively Tannakian. And the third point we are interested in here is that under the isomorphism of proposition 430, which was what? There is a lattice isomorphism between the fusion subcategories. So under the isomorphism in proposition 430, the symmetric, respectively Tannakian subcategory of D containing E correspond precisely to the G-stable symmetric, respectively Tannakian subcategory of that. So the symmetric, respectively Tannakian subcategory of D containing E are precisely the G-stable symmetric, respectively Tannakian subcategory of that. And here you take D equal E prime, you apply that. So, the Tannakian subcategory of that are exactly the G-stable Tannakian subcategory of that are exactly the Tannakian subcategory of that. Okay. So this is what this theorem is, this corollary is saying. So in what it is enough to get what we need. So let me explain, give a hint. So since E is included in E prime because it's Tannakian, so symmetric, then E tilde is included in E prime, where E tilde is some maximal, so it's not unique, Tannakian subcategory containing E. So the fact that E, so you have E. It may not be maximal. We don't know if it's maximal. We need to provide a criterion. But we know it is included in the centralizer. But what we know is that the maximal Tannakian containing E is also contained here. And as long as you have that, then you can apply this corollary. I guess there is no problem. So, why? Why this is true? And this is true because so E is contained in E tilde. by definition, which imply that ethyl prime is contained in E prime. But you have E, what? But you have ethyl is included in ethyl prime, exactly as for that. In fact, ethyl is also Tanakian, so it is contained in its centralizer. So if you use the two things here, you have this included in this, included in this. So you have ethyl included in E prime. Okay. So as long as you have that, you can apply this corollary, and then it's immediate. Now, as a consequence, you immediately get that the core of a braided fusion category is weakly anisotropic. Corollary. Corollary 519. The core of any braided fusion category. Maybe let me write this exercise here. Exercise. Yeah. So the core of any braided fusion category is weakly anisotropic. Any braided fusion category is weakly anisotropic as a braided fusion category. As a braided fusion category. And that's very important. This is one of the main results of the class. So, and this is immediate. Why? Because no gamma EF stable imply something which is not gamma EF stable imply a fortiori it is not if it is not stable by a subgroup, a fortiori it's not stable by the entire group, which is the definition of since gamma EF is included here. Definition of weakly anisotropic. In fact, the core of braided fusion category is more than weakly anisotropic. We just need to be stable by that, not times. Anyway, does not matter. You get this property. So remember the definition of weakly anisotropic, which is I did not put in red. It's called weakly anisotropic if it contains no Tanakian subcategory other than vect that are stable under all braided fusion autoequivalence. So which means that any Tanakian subcategory different from that is not stable under hot BR. So no hot BR stable, which is that. But we already know that all the Tanakian subcategory other than VEC are not gamma stable. So a fortiori, they are not hot stable. So it is really weakly anisotropic. Okay. So example of something which is weakly anisotropic but not anisotropic, coming from the appendix, the Drinfeld center of the Ising category, of an Ising category, because you can have several Ising categories. So let I be an Ising category, fusion category. So as it is defined in appendix. B, then the core of the center of E so it's E curved is not anisotropic. It is weakly anisotropic by the previous result, but not anisotropic. And it is explained Lemma in section B25. Anyway, in section appendix B. So we are just saying that so this example show that the notion, the weakly anisotropic notion is strictly weaker than anisotropic. It is strictly weaker, but as we will see in the next remark, in fact, it's not so far. And the next remark and the next and some next theorem, very close, in fact. The remark. So this first remark is about the core of the core, which is always anisotropic. And the next theorem, which will be theorem 524, say that weakly anisotropic is always the Deligne product of pointed with anisotropic. So up to pointed, weakly anisotropic is anisotropic, and in fact, the anisotropic part, you have the pointed and the anisotropic. This anisotropic part will be, in fact, the core, what will be the core of the core. Or the core of the weakly anisotropic is the anisotropic part. Anyway, we will explain that in more details. So let C be a braided fusion category. And let core C denote its core. Viewed solely. So we write this for the core, but without considering the group as a braided fusion category that is forgetting the subgroup gamma. Forgetting the subgroup of hot PR core C. If the core of C is not anisotropic, as in the previous example, if it is not anisotropic, then there is a non-trivial Tanaka subcategory, so you can apply the disequivantization of the. You have this non-trivial E. You can apply the process, and so the core of the core is not equivalent to the core because by applying the core of the core, you have some. The core contains a Tanaka subcategory, so it cannot be yeah by some dimension argument is not equivalent to core of C because they don't have the same dimension. Dimension argument. However, so if the core is not anisotropic, the core of the core is not equivalent to the core. However, theorem 424 and remark 425. First, second point. What? So in the future, below will show that if C is weakly anisotropic, then the core of C is equivalent to the core of C. So 424. Oh, yeah. So term 424 is just the term saying that any weakly anisotropic Bragg diffusion category decompose as the interstellar product of a pointed and an anisotropic. So this is 424. And the remarked 425 second point is what? In the setting of this theorem, the core is just the anisotropic part, etc., etc. So if C is weakly anisotropic, then the core of C is equivalent to the core of C. Because the core of C is anisotropic by the theorem 424, 524. Okay, and if you have something anisotropic, then the core is itself, because there is no Tanaka subcategory, so there is nothing to do. You just take the only maximal Tanaka subcategory is Beck, so the process is do nothing. Okay, so that's very important. If C is weakly anisotropic, then you have that. And so by combining this, combining this with Corollary 519, which is that the core of any Bragg diffusion category is weakly anisotropic, we conclude that for any braided fusion category, C, the core of the core of the core of C, 1, 2, 3, is equivalent to the core of the core of C, so is, which is anisotropic. So the core of C is anisotropic. Anisotropic. But yeah, in fact, it's a little abuse of it's a little abuse to deduce that it is anisotropic from that because we used this theorem from which we use that the core of the core is anisotropic. So yeah, anyway. What is important is that the core of the core is anisotropic. So strictly speaking, you may not have to care about weakly anisotropy. We know by this theorem that up to pointed, they are all up to pointed weakly anisotropic is anisotropic. So okay. So the next subsection explain why this notion of weakly anisotropic is reasonable. So it's very close to anisotropic. And the main point is this theorem 524 that is just a Deligne tensor product of anisotropic and pointed. Anisotropic is reasonable. So, relationship between anisotropic and weakly anisotropic. Relationship between anisotropic and weakly anisotropic. Anisotropy and weakly anisotropy. Okay, so let's discuss a little bit about the pointed case and premetric group. Definition 522. A premetric group is called weakly anisotropic. A premetric group GQ is called anisotropic or weakly anisotropic. We will write the two definitions into one. Anisotropic if it has no non-zero isotropic subgroup. And I will recall the meaning of isotropic subgroup. So that's for anisotropic. And for weakly anisotropic, you should add that are stable under the automorphism group of the premetric group. And isotropic group is isotropic subgroup is just so H subgroup of G such that QH H prime equal QH QH prime for all H prime in H. If I'm not mistaken, should be that. So this form. So this is not for G. This is not true. This is not a group morphism. But it is isotropic if Q, the restriction of Q to H is multiplicative. So this is an isotropic subgroup. So yeah. Here it's written non-zero instead of non-1 because G is basically usually an abelian group where the The neutral is denoted as a 0. Okay. So, the pointed braided fusion category. The pointed braided fusion category CGQ. Associated with the parametric group GQ is, of course, more or less by definition, weakly anisotropic if and only if the parametric group is weakly anisotropic. Anisotropic if and only if GQ itself is yeah. weakly anisotropic. Okay, now an example. So a family of example of pointed weakly anisotropic braided fusion category. In fact, we will consider finite dimensional vector space over a finite field of order P. So, in fact, a finite dimensional space over a finite field is nothing but an abelian group, if you consider the addition. And so it's an abelian group, and so in fact, you can consider a structure of parametric group there and get a family of weakly anisotropic as follows. Example 523. So, let G be a finite dimensional vector space over Fp. So the finite field, Z over Pz. So in particular, finite abelian group. And let Q from G to Fp be any non-degenerate quadratic form. Non-degenerate quadratic form. Define small q from G to the non-zero scalar of, I say K, but maybe here we are considering, you can take the complex field or any algebraically closed field of characteristic 0 by Q of X equal zeta of Qx. So this is okay. Okay. Since we only so I need to it's okay. First I need to say what is zeta, where zeta in K is a primitive root, P root of 1. So when I say it's okay here, because in fact here you only need to define this up to modulo P. Yeah. So this is in Z over Pz. So where this live here, it's okay. You can make this power because it's It's modulo P, so it's okay because of that. So K as in Z over PZ and that. So in fact, in appendix, I will prove that this is weakly anisotropic. It is easy to show that this GQ is weakly anisotropic. And what I said, I will give, but the author give, because we will not. In appendix A, C, lemma A26, A29. Or maybe I should write a proof is given, not we give because we will not give. A proof is given there. In fact, so there are some extra details. If the cardinal of the order of G is different for 4 and 9, then the natural, yeah, except for 4 and 9, in fact, it's straightforward because the natural representation of the automorphism of the premetric group represented on G is G is a vector space, is a group and a vector space, is irreducible. So as an irreducible, it has no stable subspace, etc. So you get automatically, by irreducibility, you get the weakly anisotropy property. Then the natural representation of hot GQ on G as a vector space is irreducible, which immediately imply that GQ is weakly anisotropic. And as I said, so no stable subspace. Stable subspace. No non-trivial stable subspace. So no subgroup, stable subgroup. Anyway, no stable subspace group, subgroup. No non-trivial. Non-trivial proper stable by irreducibility. So in particular, you cannot have, there is no isotropic subgroup, non-zero isotropic subgroup. Okay. Okay. So, so this theorem, which is very, so this theorem, which is very important, but unfortunately, it is stated in this paper without proof. They wrote, this will be proved in a later paper, but this never appeared. So now we don't know if we can we can accept this result, or we don't know if it is true or if there is a gap. But if it is true, it's nice. So I put the nice label for this theorem. So a braided fusion category D is weakly anisotropic. Anisotropic if and only if it can be written as pointed Deligne tensor anisotropic. More precisely, in fact, you can specify something about the pointed even if we don't really care. Even if it can be written as, so the pointed is of this form, V plus V star Q Deligne tensor D1, where D1 is anisotropic. Is anisotropic. And yeah, V is a direct sum of finitely many cyclic group of prime order, finitely many cyclic group prime order, and Q from V plus V star to K invertible is the standard quadratic form. Standard quadratic form, and this is just the associated pointed category. Denote the pointed braided category corresponding to the metric group. So is it metric or prémétrique? Wait, 225. Five 25. So it's supposed to be a metric group. So yeah, well, they wrote metric, so I guess it's metric. Metric or prémétrique. Let me write prémétrique. Maybe it's a typo, I don't know. But if it is metric, okay, it's okay, it's metric. The metric group, V plus V star Q. So I guess metric means non-degenerate, so it should be, yeah, it should be non-degenerate. The standard quadratic form should be non-degenerate, so yeah, it should be metric anyway. But we don't care, in fact, about that. We don't care about it. What is important is that pointed Deligne tensor anisotropic. So again, I will not state this term this way, because what is really important is this line. This we don't care. We can just write a remark. Okay, remark, we can specify the pointed, it's this way, but we don't care about that. What is important is pointed tensor anisotropic. This is really the important point. So weakly anisotropic equal to pointed Deligne tensor anisotropic. That's important. So that's really great. And we really would like to see the proof of that. So they wrote that the proof will appear, but now I have a little doubt. The proof appear in the subsequent article. So they stated that, but in fact, it did not appear yet. 15 years later, did not appear yet since 2010, if I am not mistaken. Oh, it's time. No, I'm not mistaken. I did not see, but wait, maybe we should ask. I will ask the author, or you can ask the author if you like. If maybe if 1,000 people ask the author, they will consider. Okay, so should I finish now or should I write the last sentence? Okay, so let me write final sentence and then I will stop. So when D is pointed, theorem. Yeah, so it's not proved, but they prove the pointed version. This is what this last sentence is saying. When theorem 524, no, 425, no, 524, reduce to, so when D is pointed, theorem 524 reduce to a statement about weakly anisotropic geometric group. In this specific case is proved in subsection in appendix C lemma A23 and theorem A24. So maybe the general case follows the same line as the pointed case. So maybe you can extract, you can generalize the pointed proof here, which is stated to be given, to prove that in general. Why not? So okay, so I will stop here. So next week we will talk about. We'll finish this subsection by saying that in fact the remark is saying that this decomposition is not unique. General is not unique, and the core of that is that. So the D1 is the core of that. This is the second point of this remark, and it is a core. So this is a core. So with this category, and the group is just the trivial group. Yeah, the trivial subgroup of the Brady the two equivalence. Okay. Yeah, and the third point of the remark is saying that combining this result with what was done in appendix, we get a complete proof the complete classification of pointed weakly anisotropic body diffusion category, because in appendix they provide the classification of all the anisotropic parametric group. Appendix A1, A3. But I will stop here. So see you next week. So remember, next week is the last week. So we will